So we have a big week coming up, obviously with the elections later in the week, and market is a little bit choppy today on the Monday, and that's to be expected, right? Market does not like uncertainty, and nobody knows what's gonna be the result of this election. I'm not a political person at all. I just trade the price action and trade the market and what it gives me. So obviously the big move is gonna happen after the elections, and there's no way anyone can really predict what's gonna happen. So expect the market to be choppy and kind of slow going into the next 2 days or so. So today was relatively slow for me. The only stock I was very interested in trading was NIO. So this stock, NIO, remember, it's very interesting because on Friday, you guys remember I was shorting NIO and actually lost on it. And today, I'm very happy I lost on the short side on Friday, and I didn't try to hold it for a swing, because today we opened to a major gap up to new all-time highs again. So the close was around 30.60s on Fridays, and we gapped up all the way to 34, and at the open we spiked to almost $35. But I didn't short NIO at all today. But if you did, congratulations, because there's a very nice move from $34 down to 31. So whether you're long or short biased, there's always gonna be a play in the market for you, as long as you're patient and you're prepared. But for me, I was prepared on the long side on NIO. The idea is that I'm gonna buy the dips, right? You can see I caught the dip around 30.40s, very nice, right off the open. We pulled from $34 all the way down to 33.40s. I went in long, sold the majority into it, and once I sell the majority, I have stops. If this low doesn't hold, if it goes through my entry, I'm gonna stop out on the rest of the small size position. I'd rather go back in higher than to keep on adding on the way down. Never average down. If you average down, that's a recipe for disaster. Never do that. I'd much rather take small losses on the remaining of my shares and then add back in once it confirms that, okay, we're holding the lows of the days, volume is still very, very strong, we're holding above VWAP, and that's where I went in long again. I'm very happy about my entries. Long here, 33.70 starter, and once it keeps on holding up, momentum is building, volume is building. This is short getting squeezed, and also we're still within the first 30 minutes of the day, right? First 30 minutes is usually where there's a most follow through to the upside or downside. But if you're on the right side, like I was positioned for a major squeeze, then that's where you can take advantage of this push from 33.80s average on this re-entry all the way up there. I sold on the way up. I was thinking maybe we'll get $35, but unfortunately we didn't. You can see the high of the day was 34.90s, and once it starts, seems like we're gonna top out. I got out of even more of my positions, and the idea is that I do want to, if it sells off, I want to start adding back in slowly. And you can see once I started adding back, it just pulled really hard and actually gave back profit on my secondary entries here. So I re-added some more. The fact that it didn't hold $34 really concerned me. Because to me, if I'm looking for a long on NIO, on the continuation on the way up, it should start holding a trend. It should start holding, after the squeeze, I want to see it start holding here for consolidation for a potential move to, 35, potentially 36, 37s. But just the fact that we got very heavy here and started selling off, that tells me that, okay, there might be a reversal here. Like I caught the long side, I traded long according to my plan, right? But just because I was right early on, doesn't mean I'm gonna stay right the entire day, right? This is day trading. We're day trading momentum here. If momentum shifts to a downside, like we actually did, then I don't want to keep on adding dips, right? Then in that case, then I have to take a major loss if I keep on averaging down, thinking that, it has to go back to 35, 37. It doesn't have to. This is day trading. So I took losses on the re-entries here, so that's unfortunate, but it happens, right? And when I was in the earlier years of my day trading career, a lot of times after I had nailed a big move off the open, and then I re-enter and I start losing, a lot of times I used to get very emotional and start fighting the stock. Then I'll just keep on adding on the way down, thinking that, oh, it has to go back up. I used to do that. So I learned from my mistake. I much rather, just take the loss. It's okay. Like, I give back some profit. That's unfortunate, but it's okay. Like, that's part of trading, right? So I'm at no regrets whatsoever. I did give back profit, but I feel like I managed it really well. And then I do have like a re-entry here, but this was a loss over here. I cut the loss. I re-entered small, 33.40. For me, this is just a scalp because it really has to, go up to 34s and start holding for me to want to go long and continuing for the trend up higher. And that's why I started re-adding a little bit. Didn't work, so I cut it completely. Tried it again here, didn't work, and paper cuts here and there. So, this is how I trade. I like to take the big move. And when I re-enter, I accept the fact that I might be wrong, and I take smaller positions. I'm faster to take off profit. And if I'm wrong, then I cut it. I never bag hold. No bag holding, no averaging down, and especially it's averaging down to a loser. Never do that. That used to be the biggest reason I lose in the past. So that was the trade on NIO. The second stock I traded is a small cap stock, ANPC. So this one, the float is pretty low. At the pre-market, it just kind of like spiked and sold off. And it was, it tried to spike again during the consolidation stage around 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Couldn't hold and just started selling off. So, that's where I was thinking, I'm just going to join the trend. Locate were plenty, and it's a low float, 2.2 million share stock. So I didn't have a big position because I kept on thinking they're going to try to squeeze it to 460, 480s, but we just never got the squeeze. So I only had a very, very small starter position around 410s. Starter, nothing big, and then shorted, and then you can see we tanked to 380s, and then we just kept on dropping lower. And I got out majority of it here, 370s. I tried to re-add, thinking that we might actually fill the gap to the downside to 340s, 330s, but it just kept on. The volume just kind of faded. So I didn't want to get stuck. So I'm out all of it over here after the re-entry. So ANPC, small winner, NIO, decent, gave back a lot, but still green on the day, and I'm happy about it. So it's all about trading what the market and what the stock gives you. Again, on days like this, when there's a lot of uncertainty in the market and everything seems to be low volume, low range, I just want to protect my capital, right? I'm not trying to hit, big, P&L targets every single day. I just take what I can get. So I just want to protect my capital and be prepared once the elections results come in. And then I think that's when we'll get the actual big move, up or down, doesn't matter, that we're looking for trading. But before we get there, we're gonna chop in a tight range for a while. So, don't try to force trades. Don't try to squeeze every single cent, every single dollar out of the market when it's clearly uncertain right now. Okay, we're gonna go into Q&A in a second, but before we do that, you guys saw that it's a new plant here. Well, it's not really new. It's been in my past videos before, but I'm trying this new strategy called keeping a lot of green plants around my trading computer. So ideally, that means if I had the more green plants I have, the greener my P&L should be, right? Either that, or I should try this very popular strategy called eating well and sleeping well. Okay, so first question, is it ever safe to trade a breakout, or should you always wait for confirmation? What confirmation do you look for to trade a safe breakout? For for me, generally speaking, I don't buy small cap, low float breakouts. You can see sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The win rate on these low float breakouts is 50-50, so it's not worth it. So I never trade low float breakouts. The only breakouts I would buy are the larger cap breakouts. So stocks like Roku, Tesla, NIO is a larger cap stock too. Generally speaking, large cap breakouts are the only kind of breakouts I would buy. Obviously, there's other nuances, like volume, catalyst, sentiment, short float, blah, 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 etc. So, it's never just one criteria for you in your setup, right? It has to be a lot of other things. Just because it's low float, just because it's a breakout, doesn't mean it's a buy. I think that's a very, very cheap strategy. They're teaching nowadays, buy the whole dollar breakout and sell for 50 cents. When you buy a breakout at these whole dollars, sell for 50 cents, you're not aware that the risk is $1. So you're risking $1 to make 50 cents on a 50-50 setup. That's terrible. Anyways, that's just my opinion on these low float breakouts, and I don't buy them. Second question, Shay, in my first 2 weeks of trading, I made 20K. Congratulations. And since then, I've only been losing. Was I lucky for 2 weeks in a row? And how can that happen? So anytime you use the word luck or lucky when you're trading, that means you're gambling. That means you don't have a setup, right? So maybe you really did get lucky for the first 2 weeks. And it really sounds like it. And luck is not sustainable. So you have to ask yourself, did you make those profits? It doesn't matter if it's $20,000. It could be $50, $100, $5,000. Was it pure luck? Or was it like a repeatable setup that you can do? If there's no setup, then unfortunately, you're going to slowly lose that 20 grand. I'm just being honest here. If you don't have a setup, if you don't have a process, it's not sustainable because luck is not a strategy, right? Luck is something that comes and goes. You cannot rely on luck. If at any time during trading, you're thinking that, maybe I'll get lucky today. Maybe the stock will actually break out. No, don't do it. If you have to use the word luck, then you're gambling. So third question is about short locates. Question 4, how do you manage your short locates and fees? Do you find stocks of interest and locates as short? Okay. I usually, I do find stocks of interest and just locate partial size. So let's say if your full size is 1,000 shares and you saw it thinking that, okay, this might be a short candidate for your setups, then sometimes I go in and locate, quarters at a time, partial sizes. Also depends on the pricing of the locates. If it's expensive, then I'm gonna be slower on locating just because it's expensive. If it's cheap, then I might just locate my full size right away. Obviously, once you locate it, you realize that that's just the business cost. Like sometimes you won't get to use any of it. And there's been days where I'm red from locate if the market is choppy, right? And that's just the reality. You have to accept the fact that you might not be able to use all the locates that you have bought essentially. Okay, guys, if you have more questions for me, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. This week is going to be wild after the elections, so just be patient, wait for your setups, and until then, just take what the market gives you. Do not force any trade. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please remember to drop a like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the bad jokes. If you want to see more day trading content, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more. If you'd like to trade with me daily and get my free weekend watch list and trading journal, make sure to check out the links below for more resources. Stay green, stay positive, and I'll see you guys next time.